So, it's good to see you guys. This is a class for your posture. So, for a lot of us spending more time at home, we're sitting maybe a little bit more than normal, and even if that's not the case, even if you haven't, ended up in couchasana quite a bit today, kind of slumping your posture down, stress and anxiety, uncertainty, which is definitely affecting all of us right now, it takes a toll on your posture. It can literally tighten your muscles and get you to close off your underbelly. So we're going to do a practice meant to try to open up our posture. So we're going to start in supported bridge if we can. So if you have a yoga block, you can grab it and use that. If you don't have a yoga block, a thick book or a couple of books may do the trick. You'll come on down onto your back and lift your hips up and put your block or your thick book under your hips. It could go low and wide. It could go medium and wide. If you don't have a yoga block, you'll have to build height up to you until you feel like your hips are lifted well enough. Okay, so once you're in your supported bridge with arms in a shavasana shape, turn your palms up toward the ceiling. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears the best you can. All right, so take a really deep breath and expand your belly, expand your front ribs, expand your chest. And as you exhale, relax your chest, relax your front ribs, relax your belly. Take another even deeper breath in and expand down in between your frontal hip bones, deepest part of your belly at the front of your pelvis. And as you exhale, relax front of your pelvis, deepest part of your belly. Try to imagine that you could inhale right up your thighs into your kneecaps. And as you exhale, try to imagine as your breath leaves your body that you're relaxing from your kneecaps down your thighs. Relax your pelvis, your belly, your chest and rib cage, your throat. Keep breathing like that for a few more breaths. And we're going to start practicing a kind of pranayama, a breath called kumbhaka breath. With kumbhaka breath, the goal is to breathe in all the way and pause for a moment when you're completely full. And then breathe out all the way and pause for a moment when you are completely empty. So for about 5 to 8 more breaths like that, kumbhaka breath, inhale through your nose and fill up, especially the front of your body. When you're sure your lungs are full, pause and then slowly empty out back through your nose. Relax the front of your body toward the back of your body, your hips into your block, and pause at the end of that next out breath. So keep going like that. Breathing deeply is an important component of good posture. When your posture is rounded or closed off, it's hard to take a deep breath in. And so these kumbhaka breaths in our supported bridge, giving us a little extra boost to the fullness of our inhalations especially. Try about 2 more like that. Good. And after your next exhalation, lift your hips up and slide your block or books, whatever you're using, out from underneath your hips. Roll down along your spine and lift your feet. Hug your knees in. Take a rock side to side. Good. And then from there, keep your knees drawn in. So you're in a little cannonball shape. Interlace your hands behind your head. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lift your head and shoulders just a tiny bit off the ground. Squeeze your belly in and start to straighten your legs forward, and higher is easier on your core, lower is harder. So you adjust now, really draw your navel down to your spine. Inhale, bend your knees back to your original cannonball shape, And exhale, straighten and lower until you feel challenged. Front ribs really drawing in. Good. Keep going like that a few rounds. As you lift your head and shoulders here, try not to curl up and tuck your chin into your chest a whole lot. Right? You are making a little bit of a boat shape with your body, and these are slow pulsing low boats. And you are really tightening in the front of your body, but try not to excessively round your spine. Instead, draw in just enough to feel the support of your core. Let's try 2 more rounds like this. Slow, deep breaths. Do your best now to switch over to your Ujjayi breath. When you get done with that next round, hug your knees in and rock a little bit side to side. If you like to rock and roll, cross your ankles, hang on behind your thighs, and take a few rock and rolls front to back. If you prefer not to rock and roll front to back, stay on your side. Or stay on your back, rock side to side. Good. Take a couple more rounds like that. Notice which way your ankles are crossed, because in a moment we'll change it. Now, when you rock up this next time, if you have a yoga block, grab it. If you don't have a yoga block, for this round, I wouldn't use a book. Just do it without the block. It's not a big deal. Come down onto your back, and if you're holding a block, put your hands on either side of your block so the block is wide and pointed up toward the ceiling. So we're getting ready for our bridge pose. As you inhale, lift your hips and take your block overhead. Squeeze your low belly in. As you exhale, set your hips down and curl yourself up to sit. So it's a sit-up. Reach your block forward. Take a breath in, sit up really tall. And as you exhale, if you can now, boat pose, lift your feet. Take a deep breath in, lift your posture. Exhale, slowly roll back down. Set your feet down on the ground. Get set up for bridge, and do your bridge as you inhale. Block overhead. Exhale, block comes down, navel to spine. Curl yourself up when you get up. Inhale, lift your feet for a moment if you can. You're reaching your block forward. And exhale, slowly lower, feet down, head down. Inhale, bridge pose. Exhale, sit yourself up. Boat pose, maybe your block comes up overhead this time. That makes it a little harder. Exhale, lower down. Get set up for bridge. Inhale, bridge pose, block overhead. Exhale, curl up for boat. As you inhale, feet lift perhaps, arms overhead perhaps. Exhale, lower it down, set your feet down. Let's do 1 more round. Inhale, bridge pose, lift your hips. Exhale, curl up. Get ready for boat, lift your chest. Inhale, feet lift, block goes overhead. Exhale, feet down, block down, come onto hands and knees. Hands and knees. Now on hands and knees, lower down to your forearms. Getting ready for puppy pose. Stack your hips over your knees. Take a big step forward with your right hand, a big step forward with your left hand. Take a deep breath in and externally rotate your arms the way you do in downward dog. Keep that, and as you exhale, bow your head down and let your breastbone gently sink down toward the mat. Puppy pose is ideally an upper back opener. Your upper back is the stiffest part of your back because it connects to your rib cage. So visualize yourself, rather than bending so much in your lower back, instead let your breastbone sink down and try to picture your upper back gently opening up into a little baby back bend. If you're feeling your low back a whole lot here, draw your navel in and lift your pelvic floor a lot. Now Ujjayi breaths for about 2 more. One more. Good, and come on up to hands and knees. All right, make your way to a tabletop position with shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. As you inhale, stretch your right arm toward the ceiling, turn your chest open to the right. Exhale, don't lower your chest, keep it at this level, but thread your right arm underneath your left and reach to the left. Inhale, twist open. Now again, try to picture your upper back doing most of the mobilizing work. Exhale, twist to the left, stretch that right shoulder blade away from your spine. Inhale. Think less about twisting from your hips or your low back, more from your upper back and your neck. Exhale, thread under and through. And let's do 2 more like that. Inhale, twist open. Exhale, under and through. And 1 more. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Under and through. Child's pose for a moment. If it's more comfortable to your body, widen your knees, bow your head down. Breathe, and if you want a little stretch for your upper back and shoulder blades, straighten your arms out in front of you. Try to crawl your fingertips forward until you feel some opening around your shoulder blades, in your lats, in your outer armpits, perhaps. But most importantly, breathe as deeply and slowly as you can. Take another round. Slow, deep breath in. All the way out. And when you get done, come on up to hands and knees. We'll do our thoracic twist on the second side. So inhale. Left arm reaches up, chest turns to the left. Exhale, thread your left arm under your right. Reach over to the right. And then again, inhale, twist. As much from your upper back as you can. Exhale, thread under and through. Open up your left shoulder blade a little bit. Take a couple more rounds like that. Inhale. And exhale. And 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. And last one. Inhale. Good. And exhale. Now, put your left hand down and get onto your hips. And if you have a yoga block, take it back behind you at the medium height, the wide way. If you don't have a yoga block, this is where you're going to want to use a rolled up blanket or a couple of towels. Ideally, you'll roll them up. This is not quite big enough, but if it were just a little bit bigger, this would be perfect. So it's about, a yoga block is about 6 inches high at that medium height, and you'll use that back behind you. Okay, but if you have your block, that's what you're going to use instead. We're going to do some little thoracic back bends. Lower yourself back so that the lower edge of your shoulder blades is the first thing to touch your block or your blanket roll. With your knees bent, take your hands, interlace them behind your head. Inhale, tilt yourself back until your upper back, your mid back, bend back and your chest lifts up. On your next exhalation, lift your head back up to a neutral height and try it again. Inhale, tilt back. And exhale, come on up. So don't strain, but do test out the mobility in your mid-spine, your upper spine. Again, if you're feeling negative feedback from your low back, you need to lengthen your tailbone more and really squeeze your low belly in so your low back is not primarily doing the back bending here. It's going to do a little bit. But do your best. The way you felt in puppy pose, right? In puppy pose, we were letting gravity drop our breastbone down toward the ground and help create that little inward curve of our low back. Here we're using the block as resistance to bend back over. And then gravity is taking your head and your arms back toward the floor. Let's take 1 more round like that. Nice slow deep breath in. And all the way out. And when you get done, press yourself up to sit. Move your prop off to the side and come back onto hands and knees. All right, hands and knees, we're getting set up for down dog. So hands go a pace forward of your shoulders, tuck your toes under, lift your knees, reach your hips up and back, and use your downward dog to traction your spine. Stretch out your spine. Tailbone reaching up and back at an angle. There, crown of the head reaching down. Externally rotate your upper arms a little bit. Stay grounded through the base of your index finger. Grip into your fingertips a little bit. Feel free to walk in place if it helps you loosen up through your calves and your hamstrings. Give your head a gentle shake no, a gentle nod yes. Good. Now as you inhale, come forward to plank pose and tighten your core, but try to keep the length of your spine, like there's a skewer right down through the crown of your head, ends up in your tailbone. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, knees down for the first chaturanga. Lean forward, bend your elbows, lower down. Squeeze your belly way in, and as you inhale, hover your hands, your head, your legs off the ground, a little locust. As you exhale, lower back down. Draw your navel way in again, and do it again. Inhale. Lift up, but lengthen your spine as you do that. Exhale, lower down. Try a couple more. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Use your whole back body. Backs of your arms, your legs, your spine, back of your neck. Let's do 1 more round. Inhale, lift up. This time keep your chest lifted. Tuck your toes under, take your hands down. You're already in a baby cobra. Take a breath in. Exhale, plank or hands and knees. Back to downward facing dog. Good. Now, lower down to your knees. If you need to add padding in order to stand up on your shins, add some padding. Good. Stretch your right leg straight out to the right. You can either point your toes or flex your foot, whichever ends up feeling best on your hip. We're going to head into gate pose here. So my toes are pointed. Pull your navel in. Inhale, take your left arm up. Exhale, slide your right hand down your right thigh. And inhale, come back up. Give that left arm a little swing in front of your body. And exhale, side bend again. Good. Inhale, bring it up. Try to lift up through your posture, even as you side bend. Good. Try 2 more like that. Slow, deep Ujjayi breaths. 1 more. Good. Now when you get done with that, come down onto hands and knees, but keep that right leg stretched straight out to the right. You might end up putting the sole of your foot down now. Okay, as you inhale, a thoracic twist again. Take your left arm up. Exhale, thread all the way under. This time, lower down, thread the needle style, and rest on your outer arm, outer shoulder. We're going to do that 2 more times. So push back up. Inhale. Open your chest left. Exhale, thread under and through. Rest on your outer arm and shoulder. 1 more time. Inhale, twist open. Exhale, under and through. Now we're going to stay here for a moment and breathe deeply into your upper back, into your left side shoulder. You can keep your right hand where it is, or you can take it up toward the ceiling and lean it back, or you can half bind. Bend your right elbow, wind it behind your back. If your left thigh is available to take hold of, feel free to take hold of it. Relax your neck. Try just gently pushing the floor away with the back of your left arm. That should turn you a little bit more into your twist. Hold that for 2 more breaths. As deep as you can. And last one. Unwind your right arm, bring your right hand down, press yourself to hands and knees, bring that right knee in, and then downward facing dog. In your down dog, we're going to take a vinyasa here. Inhale to plank pose, top of a push-up, with knees up or down. Exhale, tight core, chaturanga. This time, a cobra. Keep your pelvis down. Inhale, curl your chest up. Try to remember bending back over that block or blanket. Exhale, lower back down. Try to make your back bend come more. Do it again. More from your upper back, your mid back, than it does from your low back or your neck. Try 1 more round. Inhale, press the tops of your feet down. Lift your pelvic floor. Draw your navel in. Hands and knees. Exhale. Stand up on your shins. Stretch your left leg out to the left and decide what feels best to your foot and ankle. Pointed toes, flexed foot. When you're ready, inhale, right arm up. Exhale, slide your left hand down, your left thigh side bend. And then come on up, inhale, give that arm a little swing. And exhale, Ujjayi side bend. Couple more, inhale. Your temptation may be to slouch a little bit as you side bend, but try to keep all that length in your spine that you feel when you come straight up. Keep some of that length. And one more round. Good. Now as you come back up, we come to hands and knees, but with your left leg stretched out to the left. Good, inhale, right arm up toward the ceiling, twist from your upper back. Exhale, thread under and through, lower down, outer arm, outer shoulder. Do it 2 more times. Inhale, stretch your right arm up. Exhale, thread under and through. And one more. Inhale, reach up. This time we stay in our thread the needle. Come on down, get settled on your outer arm and shoulder. You can keep your left hand down or reach it up, lean it back, half bind. Your hand might dangle behind your back or your right side waist, or grab your right thigh. Now breathe, really inflate your upper back and chest as you inhale, especially that right side shoulder blade, right side ribs. Relax into this a little bit as you exhale, especially relax your neck. Push the floor away a little bit with the back of your right arm and move your left shoulder up and back slightly. We'll finish 2 more breaths like that. And one more. Good, and unwind. Left hand comes down. Press up hands and knees, get your left knee in, and then downward facing dog. Good. Now inhale, come forward, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Forward fold at the back of your mat. Now we're going to fold for a little bit here, so you can dangle if that feels good. Drop your arms, bow your head, maybe you hold opposite shoulder, opposite elbows with your hands. You can leave your hands down for support as well, which can feel good, especially if you want to lean a little bit forward and line up your sit bones with your heels. Use your exhalations to really pull your front body toward your back body, navel towards your spine, front ribs in. Tighten your chest even a little bit. Bow your head. Having good posture doesn't mean always being rigid military straight up and down all the time, but it means having the capacity to do that, especially having that be sort of your mean stance, medium stance. Now inhale, half forward fold, flat back. Exhale, full forward fold, bow down. Flat back again. Make sure your back is flat before you come up, and then inhale with that good posture. Come all the way up, look up and reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Now stand with your arms. You can stay where you are at the back of your mat. Stand with your arms out wide in a T shape. Palms face the ceiling. And then ever so slightly try to turn your palms back toward the wall behind you. Now pull your low belly in. Inhale, lift your chest. Move your arms back behind you a little bit. Look up. Exhale, come back to neutral. Drop your arms down. And then same thing, up and back. Inhale, palms face up. Maybe even back a little bit. Exhale, back to mountain pose, spine. Drop your arms. Take a couple more rounds. Inhale, open up and back. Exhale, relax. And one more. Inhale, up and back. And exhale, relax. Now you're at the back of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. As you exhale with as long a spine as you can, fold yourself down, and at the last moment, bow your head. Inhale, half forward fold as flat a back as you can, thigh bones back. Exhale, get your hands to the mat and crawl yourself out to plank pose. Now, drop your knees. Before we vinyasa, we're going to do a side plank with a right knee down. Swing your right foot off your mat. Stretch your left leg straight back. Take your left arm up and over your ear. Now, lengthen your spine. Tailbone back a little bit. Low ribs in, but don't close off your chest. Hug your right shoulder blade down your back. Take a deep breath in. And we're going to change sides. Lower down. Swing your left foot off your mat. Stretch your right leg back. Stand on that left hand, bring your right arm up and over. Now find what feels like a long, relatively neutral spine with perhaps a little side bend, but not a back bend and not a hunch. Slide that left shoulder blade down your back, take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands and knees. For Vinyasa, you might step it to full plank. Take a breath in, tight core, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog, and pay attention to the curve of your upper back. Take an extra in-breath there, and exhale, back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, walk your hands back to your feet, forward fold, back of your mat. Half forward fold, inhale, flatten out your back. Full forward fold, bow your head. Flat back again. When you're sure it's flat, come all the way up to stand. Look up and reach up. Arms come down, hands to your heart. Now stay where you are again and take your arms up to a Y shape. Turn your palms to face each other or even the wall behind you a little bit. Take a deep breath in and squeeze your arms back a little bit. You might be able to look up slightly. As you exhale, bring your arms down, interlace your hands behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then if you can lift your fist, lift your fist. If you can't lift your fist, don't worry about it, let it hang. Take a breath in, try not to lean forward or close off your chest. As you exhale, unwind your fingers, relax. We're gonna do it again. Inhale, arms up to that Y shape. Lift up through your upper back. Exhale, bring your arms down, interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, lift your arms up if you can without tipping forward. Exhale and relax. Let's do that again. Inhale, Y shape. Keep your low belly in. Exhale, arms come down, interlace behind your back. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your arms up. Exhale, relax them down. One more time. Inhale, Y shape arms. Exhale, bring it down, interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, squeeze and lift up. And now exhale, forward fold with your bound hands. If you find this difficult with bound hands, unwind your fingers and find your strap or your strap-like object and hold that between your hands. Your hands should separate away from each other at least a foot, maybe even wider. Do your best to feel a stretch in the front of your shoulders, front of your arms. So drop your head down if you need to, bend your knees, squeeze your upper back. And lift those arms up, up, up. You might rotate a little bit, side to side. Keep on breathing. We're almost there. One more slow, deep breath. Unwind your fingers, hands to the mat. Crawl yourself out to plank pose. Now, you can drop your knees if you like for a kneeling side plank, or widen your feet as needed, tilt your heels to the right. Take your left arm up and then over your ear. Take a breath in. Exhale, plank or hands and knees. Inhale, if your knee's down, that's fine, but otherwise heels to the left, right arm up. Right arm over your ear, take a breath in. Exhale, back to plank. Let's try it again. Inhale, right side, side plank. Arm close to your ear. Exhale, back to plank. Nice tight core, long spine. Inhale, left side, side plank. Right arm close to your ear. Exhale, back to plank. One more time. Inhale. Picture that skewer through your spine. Crown of the head down to your tailbone. Exhale, plank. And inhale, heels left. Right arm up and over. Exhale, plank. Chaturanga to your belly. Rest your chin down. And interlace your fingers behind your back. Holding onto a strap is an option here. Squeeze your belly in, and as you inhale, lift your chest and pull your arms closer together back behind you. You're in a little bound armed cobra. Take a breath in, pull your chin in. Exhale, lower back down. Try it again. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, broaden your collarbones, lift your chest. Leave your legs down for this round. Exhale, lower down. Try a couple more like that. Inhale, lift up. Look down the bridge of your nose. Exhale, lower down. And one more round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Hands to your side ribs. Press up hands and knees. Take it back to child's pose. And then make it a crescent. Walk your arms to the right. Shift your hips to the left a little bit. Reach your left arm out at an angle up to the right. Bow your head and breathe. Feel your breath, especially rising and falling in the left side of your back, your left side waist, up through your left shoulder blade. Let your breath slow down a little bit. And we'll take another slow deep breath like that. When you get done, change sides. Arms to center, hips to center, and then walk your arms to the left, hands to the left, and hips to the right a little bit. Bow your head. Lengthen out as much as it feels good to you on your right side. And feel your breath rising and falling. As deep as you can, about 2 more. And then the last one. Good. Bring it back to center. Come up to hands and knees. Tuck your toes under. Walk your hands back toward your knees. Roll to the balls of your feet. Come on up to stand. Grab your strap or whatever substitute you have. And hold your strap out in front of you, a little wider than shoulder distance apart. Okay. Now, the rest of you is in mountain pose. Belly in a little bit. Lift up through your chest. Drop your shoulders. Inhale, take your strap up overhead and push it back a little bit, gently, until you feel your chest open up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring your strap forward and down. Inhale, strap up and press it back a little bit. Exhale, forward and down. Now you can repeat that if that makes sense to you. Inhale, or you can take your strap all the way back behind you, down to your hips. You might have to slide your hands apart. And inhale, out and up again, and exhale down in front of you. So you can just press it back, inhale, and push it back, and then bring it back down in front of you, or you can slide it all the way back behind you. And inhale, out and up. And exhale down. Let's do 2 more rounds. The wider your hands are, generally, the less intense this feels. So widen your hands apart if you need to. But if you want more challenge and you're starting to loosen up, get your hands a little closer together. Try not to do a big back bend to take your strap back behind you. This is our last round. Good, and when you get done, step up to the top of your mat and set your strap off to the side. Good. Up at the top of your mat. Good. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Take a half forward fold, nice flat back. Exhale, step back or hop back, chaturanga. And cobra or upward facing dog, inhale. And downward facing dog, exhale. Good, we're gonna do a slow lunge flow, although it might not feel slow. It's gonna get you sweaty if you're not already. Take your right leg up and back, inhale, and stretch your spine really long. Exhale, bring your knee forward, around your upper back, and step through right foot to right thumb. Drop your left knee down, and if you need extra padding, slide a little padding under that left knee. Inhale, lift your chest up, and in that Y shape that we've been practicing, take your arms out and up, palms face each other, or even squeeze back a little bit. Let your pelvis lunge forward enough to get a stretch. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Stretch your spine out. Exhale, knee to nose around your back. Step on through, set your right knee down, lift your chest. Inhale, arms up in that Y shape. Pause here for a moment. Lunge forward enough to feel that right hip stretching. Squeeze your arms back. Picture your upper back bending. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, downward dog. We're going to do it again. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Step on through. Set your left knee down. Lift your chest. Inhale, Y shape arms. Squeeze them back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, step through, right knee down, lift your chest. Inhale, arms up, squeeze back. Exhale, downward facing dog. You guessed it, do it again. Inhale, right leg up and back. Traction your spine there. Exhale, round your upper back to step through, drop your knee. Inhale, arms up in a Y shape. Crescent lunge, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, step through. Inhale, Y shape arms. Exhale, downward dog. One more round. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, step through. Come on up. Inhale, squeeze your arms back, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. And the last one, inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, step on through. Inhale, squeeze up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Now, after all that, we're going to take a wavy vinyasa. Drop your knees. Shift your hips back to your heels, child's pose. Take a deep breath in, and when you're ready, exhale, cat pose. Lift your hips over your knees, bow your head. Inhale, upward facing dog. Drop your pelvis, pull your belly in. Pause for a moment. Move your shoulders back. Draw your chin in. And try to open up through your upper back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, child's pose. Try it again. Deep breath in. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, child's pose. Try one more round. A deep breath in. Exhale, cat. Inhale, upward facing dog. And this time, downward facing dog. Take a moment and stretch your spine out really long. Reach your heels back and down. Breathe, slow your breath down. Good. Now, we are going to hop ourselves to a wide squat, almost like a horse stance. So look forward, lift your heels high, inhale. Bend your knees, rock back, and exhale. Step or hop your feet wide, wide, wide. Good. Come on up to stand with your wide feet. And your feet can be off your mat, or they can be slightly on your mat. Interlace your hands behind your head. Take a breath in. Turn your toes out wide. Exhale, horse stance. Push your head back into your hands and sink down. Inhale, straighten your legs. And exhale, horse stance, sink down. Good. Keep your head pushing back into your hands like that as you lift and lower. Feel how that lifts your breastbone just a little bit. Drop your shoulders down. Good. And we got 2 more rounds, nice and slow. And 1 more. Good. Now, come on up, unwind your arms, step your feet into hip distance apart. And we're going to do a moving Gomukhasana. So in a moment you might need your strap for it, but for now we're not going to worry if we can't touch hands. Okay? So inhale, take your right arm, take both arms up and bend your right elbow. Grab hold for a moment with your left hand. Pull your chin in, take a breath in. And as you exhale, reach out to the left with your left arm. Turn your palm back and give that arm a little swing up your back. If you can tap opposite fingers, great. If not, don't worry about it. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, relax your arms down. Inhale, arms come up. Bend your left elbow, grab hold with your right hand. Pull your chin in. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach your right arm to the right. Bend your elbow, turn your palm back. Swing that hand up. Tap fingers if you can. Take a breath in. And exhale, bring it down. So now we're going to go side to side. You're going to come right in. Right arm up, left hand back behind you. Bring your fingers as close together as you can. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, left arm up, right arm climbs up your back. And exhale, bring it down. Try it again. Inhale, right arm up, left arm internally rotated. Tap fingers if you can. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, left arm up, right arm internally rotated. Exhale, bring it down. Now give your arms a little swing. Now we're going to hold. Okay, so think about whether you need a strap or a scarf or whatever you have handy for that. If you want one, throw it over your right shoulder. And when you're ready, both arms up first. Inhale. As you take your arms up, turn your right palm back toward the wall behind you. So you're externally rotating that right arm. Now bend your elbow. Keep that arm where it is. Swing your left arm back behind you. Internally rotate that left arm. If you're holding onto a strap, then crawl your fingers as close together as you can. Now neutral posture the best you can and breathe. So this right arm should try to stay externally rotated. Your elbow trying to squeeze in toward the sides of your face. Your inner arm rolling toward your outer arm on the back side. Feel your breath rising and falling. We'll take 2 more breaths like that. And when you get done with this next exhalation, bring your arms down, stretch your arms out a little bit, give them a jiggle. Good, swing them a little bit forward and back. Good. To let that go, we're going to take a vinyasa. So step up to the top of your mat if you're not there. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Half forward fold, inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or hop back, chaturanga. Take your cobra or your upward facing dog. Bend from your upper back the best you can. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, lift your heels high. Inhale. Bend your knees, rock back. Exhale, step or hop forward to your hands, forward fold. Take a half forward fold, inhale. And a full forward fold. Exhale, come all the way up to stand. Flat back, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Now, take both arms up, inhale. Turn your left palm back toward the wall behind you. Bend that left elbow and take hold of it with your right hand. Pull that elbow in. Now keep your spine lifted and swing your right arm behind your back. Internally rotate your right arm. Crawl your fingers up. So I didn't mention it, but if you're using a strap, it needs to be on that left shoulder now. Good. So now keep externally rotating your left arm the best you can. Internally rotate your right arm. Notice if you're starting to hunch or deeply back bend and tilt your pelvis. If you're really pitching your pelvis back, pull your low belly in. And if you're starting to sag and close off your chest, push your head back in space a little bit. Lift your chest back up. As deep as you can. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And unwind it when you're done. Bring your arms down, give them a jiggle. Give them a swing, let them cross a little bit gently in front. Good. And step up not quite to the top of your mat to give yourself room for a potential crow pose. Inhale, reach your arms up and lift your heels up. Exhale, take your hands to your heart. Stay on the balls of your feet if you can and sink down into a little squat on the balls of your feet with your spine really elevated. Inhale, reach your arms out and up again. Pull your low ribs in. Now let's get set up for crow. Take your hands down to the mat. Lift your butt in the air. Walk your hands back toward your feet, but go wide with your hands. Knees on your outer upper arms. Now rock your weight forward and squeeze your knees in towards each other. Bend your elbows, make a shelf. Grip with your fingertips, and if you can pick your feet up, point your toes. Squeeze your feet towards each other. Round your upper back. Good, beautiful. Take a breath in. And either set your feet down and step back plank for your vinyasa or shoot it back. Chaturanga. Good. Now come down onto your belly. Bend your knees and reach your hands back for your feet. Rest on your chin or forehead for a moment. If you can't reach your feet, Don't worry about it right now. Just reach back as though you're trying to grab them. Bow pose. Pull your belly in. Exhale. Inhale. Push your feet back. Lift your knees. If you're holding your feet, use this power of your legs. Push them back to try to lift and open your chest. Navel in. If you're not holding your feet, reach as though you're trying to get close to them. Take a breath in. Lower down. Exhale. Straighten your legs. Press yourself up. Hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Good. Look forward. Lift your heels. Inhale. Bend your knees. Rock back. Exhale. Hop to a little squat on the balls of your feet. Let's try it one more time. Crow pose. Lift your butt in the air. Plant your hands down shoulder distance. Rock your weight forward. Squeeze your knees and your elbows in. Bend your elbows. Make a shelf. Grip your fingers. Round your back. Take a breath in. Exhale. Step back or shoot it back. Chaturanga. Lower down, bow pose, bend your knees, reach back, grab your feet if you can. Exhale, pull your belly in. Inhale, push your feet back. If you're holding your feet, lift your chest up, lift your knees up. Breathe for a moment, more into your chest and into your back than you do into your belly. You want your belly to stay drawn in. One more like that. And lower it down. Bring your arms forward. Give yourself a pillow, crocodile pose, and rest your head down. And just breathe for a moment. And instead of child's pose to catch our breath, just going to rest belly down here. It's a nice way to, instead of rounding your back as you catch your breath, to lengthen out your spine. Deep, slow breaths. If you're turning your head to one side, turn your head in the other direction. Keep breathing. One more breath like that. Good. Bring your hands by your side ribs. Press up to hands and knees. And sit back on your heels or on a block or a thick book if you need to. If you don't need to, just stay on your heels because we're heading into some lightning bolt pulses if we can. Take your fingertips back behind you. Inhale first, lift your chest up. Lengthen your tailbone toward the backs of your knees. If you can, keep going now. Inhale, lift your hips up, but lead with your chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower your hips, but not your chest. Try it again. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, lower your hips, but not your chest. Try two more. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, lower, keep your chest lifted one more time. Inhale. Good, and exhale, downward facing dog. Whew. All right, one more standing flow. This next one's going to take us to warrior two. Take your right leg up and back. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knee, bring your foot forward, step to your thumb, anchor your left foot down and cartwheel yourself up, warrior two. Arms out parallel to the floor. If you need to widen your stance out, widen that right foot out to the outer edge of your mat. So right knee bending, left leg straight, left toes angled toward the top of your mat, 10 or 15 degrees. Now, like you're stopping traffic, flex your hands, press out. We're going to take some little tiny circles with our arms, backward circles, and each time you circle, try to squeeze your shoulder blades. Here we go. So tiny little circles. Each time your arms move back a little bit into the back plane, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Even tinier, tiny little circles. Good. Guarantee that Andrew is glaring down the screen right now. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 3, 2, and 1. Drop your arms. Straighten your right leg. Shorten your stance just by about 5 or 6 inches. We're going to head into a reverse triangle with a neck stretch. So take your right arm behind your back and grab your left upper arm, half bind. Rest your left hand on your left thigh, take a breath in, and as you exhale, we're going to do a little side bend to the left and also tilt our left ear to our left shoulder. So it's a little tiny hint of a side bend, it's nothing huge. You're just leaning some weight onto that left leg and tilting your spine toward your left leg. But mostly stretch the right side of your neck and your throat and breathe. Nice, slow, deep breaths. Good. Almost there. And one more. Now bring your head upright. Unwind your arms, stretch them out. Widen your stance again. Come back to warrior two and then bring it to side angle. Take your right forearm to your right thigh and your left arm over your ear. Pull your belly way in and rotate your ribs a little bit toward the ceiling. Instead of closing off your chest, keep your chest a little bit open. Slide your right shoulder blade down your back. If you like a deep side angle, you're welcome to take your right hand down to the floor. We're going to do a few arm circles here. Inhale, swing your arm up and back toward the wall behind you. Exhale, circle it down, turn and look toward the floor a little bit, and then as you bring it up, open your ribs up and circle it back again. Exhale down and around. A couple more like that. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. One more round. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale, take that left arm straight toward the ceiling. Two options now. Triangle. Straighten your right leg, hinge your hips to the right. Keep your spine and your thighs in the same plane. Okay, that's option one. Let's take a couple more breaths here and see how we feel about it. Your right hand could be on your shin. It could be on your ankle, on a block on the floor. Rotate your chest a little toward the ceiling. Keep your shoulders back and down. Now option two, you could stay here, or option two, half moon. Bend your right knee, step in a little bit. If you want to grab a block for support under your right hand, fine. Move your right hand or block wide and forward. So stand up on that right leg, lift your left leg, parallelish to the ground. Your hips should be hinging still like triangle, hinging to the right. Pull your right thigh bone deeper into your hip socket. But then try to lengthen your posture and breathe, 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 breathe. Breathe, breathe. Good. Almost there. Good. Last one. And exhale, forward fold at the top of your mat. Forward fold, top of the mat. Now, step your right foot back to a lunge. And throw a little padding underneath that right knee. Widen your left foot out to the left. So you're in a half a squat position on that left side, toes and knee angle out. Your right hand may need to come up on a block or a book. We're going to twist to the left, reach your left arm back. If you can keep going, bend your right knee and grab hold of your foot for a quad stretch. If that feels too deep, half bind this left arm behind your back and work your lunge and your twist. Now, from here, play a little bit with the angle. You can let your left knee tip out wide, maybe even rock to the outer edge of that left foot. Your pelvis can sink down deeper, or it can back off a little bit. You can bring that right heel closer to your hip and get more quads. That might require you to move your pelvis back a little bit more. Deep, slow breaths. Almost there. Give yourself some time to loosen up those right side quads. 2 more breaths like that. And last one. Good. And let it go. Step yourself back to downward facing dog. Downward dog. If you want a vinyasa, let's take it here. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Good. In your down dog, take your left leg up and back. We're heading to warrior two. Exhale, bend your knee and step on through to your left thumb. Anchor your right heel down and cartwheel up. Warrior two, drop your shoulders. Good. Sink your hips down a little bit. Track that left knee with your left ankle. Flex your hands out. And now tiny little circles to the back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you do them. You can look any direction with your eyes that's comfortable for your neck. But squeeze back, squeeze back, squeeze back. Good, nice and straight in your right leg, pelvic floor lifting. 3, 2, 1, drop your arms. Straighten your left leg, shorten your stance a little bit. Right foot 4 or 5 inches closer to your left. Left arm behind your back, half bind. Grab your right upper arm. Take a breath in, lift your posture. Exhale, a tiny little reverse triangle, and then tilt your right ear to your right shoulder. And breathe there. Slow, deep breaths. Relax your neck and shoulder, especially on the left side. Try 2 more slow, deep breaths all the way in, all the way out. And then 1 more all the way in, all the way out. Bring your head up, lengthen your stance out again, momentarily to warrior two, and then to side angle. Left forearm on your left thigh, right arm up over your ear. Squeeze your left hip in toward the midline of your mat. Pull your belly and rotate your ribs open just a hint toward the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Circle your right arm back and down. And look toward the floor. And then as it comes out and up, inhale, rotate your right side ribs back. Exhale, down and around. Inhale, side angle, open up. Try 2 more like that. Exhale, down and around. Inhale, open up, and 1 more time, down and around. Open it up, straight up toward the ceiling. Straighten your left leg. Hinge your hips a little farther. Triangle. Left hand on your shin, your ankle block or floor. Turn your ribs open. Reach down through your left arm, up through your right arm. Slide your shoulder blades down your back. Good. Consider staying here. Or look down, step in and up, move your left hand forward and wide, or grab a block as that happens. Half moon, lift your right leg, toes turn out to the right. Squeeze your left hip in, pull your belly in, open your ribs a little toward the ceiling. Pull your chin in, try to lengthen your posture, tilt your pelvis to the side. And breathe, and breathe. Good, almost there. Deep breath in and forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, half forward fold. Bend your knees a little bit, step your left foot back, throw some padding under your left knee and widen your right foot out to the right. Rest your left hand on the mat or on a block or book if you need to be up higher. Twist to the right, reach your right arm back. Bend your left knee if you want the quad stretch. If you don't want the quad stretch, half bind your right arm behind your back. And then see what angle of stretch feels best. Turning your hips open to the right a little bit more. Dropping them down a little bit more, or lifting them up and back and bringing your heel closer to your hip. Most importantly, breathe. Breathe, breathe. I can't even see through my glasses because there's big drops of sweat on them. Sweaty glasses. This is why I don't normally teach with glasses. All right, 2 more breaths. And let that left foot go. Step back, downward facing dog. All right, 1 more chance at a vinyasa if you want it. If you don't want it, stay in your down dog. But if you want it, inhale to plank. Exhale. Chaturanga cobra or up dog. Inhale and downward facing dog. Exhale. Good. Drop down to your knees. Sit on your hips for a moment. Stretch your legs straight out in front of you. Bend your right knee. Vinyasa. We're going to keep that right foot where it is and twist to the right. Wrap your left arm around your right shin. Right hand or fingers come back behind you for support. Turn and twist and then lift your posture up. Drop your shoulders down. Slow, deep breaths. Try 2 more like that. And then unwind from your twist. Option 1, double pigeon. Now cross your right ankle over your left knee and bend your left knee and stack your shin bones up. Option 2, simple cross legs, right shin in front of the left shin. Double pigeon, ankle over knee, or cross legs. Take your fingertips behind you. Push the mat back away from you with your hands and try to tilt your pelvis forward. Keep a flat back and lean until you feel your outer hips, especially your right hip, stretching open. Depending on how much tension you hold in your hips, you might be folding deeply or you might be barely leaning forward. Try not to round your back here. Really target your hips. Keep slowing your breath down. And take 2 more breaths like that. Now, bring yourself upright. Cradle that right shin if you're in double pigeon. Stretch your right leg out wide and bring your left knee out wide. Now you can stay like that and hinge straight forward with a flat back again and see if you get a nice inner thigh stretch. If you don't, you might consider half hero's pose or half mula bandhasana. Lift your hips up and sit your butt on your left heel. So your left hip is on your left heel, or even slides in front of it a little bit. It's like you're doing a half wide splits. Let your pelvis sink down. If that gives you a good stretch, stay upright and breathe into it. Let your hips sink down, 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 down. Point your right toes. That can help you to avoid hyperextending your knee. If that doesn't give you good enough stretch, hinge forward. Keep a flat back again and really target those inner thighs, especially on the right. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Almost there. Take 1 more. And then sit yourself back. Bring both legs out in front of you. Kick your legs out a little bit. And then left side Vinyasa. Bend your left knee, wrap your right arm around your knee, take your left fingers behind you and twist gently to the left. Try to lengthen your spine as much as you can. Use your inhalations to stretch your lungs open, your rib cage open, even into the resistance of the twist. Use your exhalations to relax a little bit. Take 1 more breath like that. And then unwind from your twist. 2 options, double pigeon, left ankle over the right knee and right knee bends, or simple cross legs with your left shin in front of your right shin. Fingertips back behind you, start to push the mat back and hinge your hips forward until you feel stretch. So you can keep on going, but keep as flat a back as you can here. So rather than stretching your spinal muscles, really trying to stretch your hips. Keep breathing. Two more breaths like that. And bring yourself upright. Cradle if you're in double pigeon. Uncross. Straighten your left leg out. Widen your two thighs apart. Right knee stays bent. You can lean straight forward like that and look for an inner thigh stretch. Or pop your hips up higher and sit on your right heel with your right hip. Or even slide your hips a little inside your heel. Sink down. Point your left toes. Let your left hip sink down. That may be enough. Stay upright, or you might get a better stretch hinging forward a little bit. See what you find, but try to flatten out your back rather than rounding your back. Where can you relax a little bit more? Drop your shoulders down. Relax your back. Good, almost there. Last one. Good, and sit yourself back. Kick your legs out in front of you. All right, let's see if we can get a little inversion in. So if you have a wall space, get over to it. I'm going to instruct forearm balance, but for you that might mean headstand is better. The setup is pretty similar. So headstand is definitely an option. I'm going to use a block between my hands to help me space my arms for forearm balance. I like to take the block wide, wrap my fingers around it, and hug my elbows in. If you're going to work without a block, you could use a strap over your arms, or you could go propless. So if headstand is for you, the setup is the same on your forearms, elbows under shoulders, but you'll interlace your fingers. So let's bring ourselves as close to the wall as we need to. The closer you are, the more supportive the wall will be. So if you're headstanding, your knuckles can come right up to the wall. If you're forearm balancing, forearm balance has more of a back bend involved. So back yourself away from the wall a little bit if you can. Now with your forearms down, elbows under shoulders the best you can, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, lift your knees up, walk your feet in a little bit, lift one leg. And if you're forearm balancing, a little kick to take you up. If you're headstanding, a push down into your forearms and a pull up with your hamstrings. Now externally rotate your arms like you do in down dog. Keep your elbows hugging in. Squeeze your rib cage in. Okay, if you're headstanding, you're straight up and down. If you're forearm balancing, as much back bend as feels good to you. Squeeze your glutes. Engage your feet. Either point them, flex them, float them. Good, breathe. When you feel like you need a break, forearm balancers, drop down child's pose and take your hands back by your feet. Relax your shoulders. Headstanders, interlace your hands behind your head. Give yourself some traction. Push your head into your hands and pull upward with your hands, lengthen your neck. Whatever you're working, breathe. All right, let's meet upright. So bring yourself up, drop your arms down. Let's see if we can go up one more time. Lead with your other leg this time. So headstanders, forearms down, interlace your fingers, put the crown of your head down. Forearm balancers, grab your prop if you're using it, elbows under shoulders. So tuck your toes under, lift your knees, walk your feet in, lift your opposite leg. Take a breath in and kick or push pull. Try to narrow your waist, reach up through your legs so you're still trying to resist gravity and lengthen your spine, even as you're upside down. Stay really stable in the base of your building. Externally rotated arms, shoulders away from ears. Good. Find a good balance of back body squeezing and front body squeezing. Too much back body and you'll be in a back bend. Too much front body and you may get pulled right back to the mat. Good. Take another breath or two if you're still upside down. Then bring yourself down. And one more time, forearm balancers, child's pose, hands back by your feet. Headstanders, interlace your hands behind your head, traction yourself. Let your breath slow down. Good. Come on up or bring your arms down and come back onto your mat if you have wandered off of your mat for your inversion. Good. Whew. All right. Once you're back on your mat, stretch your left leg out to the left. Bend your right knee open. So similar to the last pose we took, but we're going to stay on our hips. So prop your hips up with a blanket if you need to. Bring your right arm across your chest, half eagle. Grab above your right elbow. Take your right hand to your upper back and pull against your right arm with your left hand until you feel your outer arm start to stretch open. Drop both shoulder blades down and breathe. Slow, deep breaths. Take another round of breath like that. And then rotate your whole spine towards your left leg. Drop your arms and bring your right hand to the outside of your left leg. From there, fold yourself down, and if you can walk your right hand down your left leg even farther, you might hold your outer shin or outer ankle or even outer foot. Bow your head down. You can use your left hand out on the floor next to you and push the floor a little bit forward to help pull your left side shoulder and rib cage back. And that can help you descend your right side ribs and broaden your right shoulder at the same time. Deep, slow breaths. One more like that. And then let go of your leg. Bring yourself up to sit. Bend that left knee. We're going to try a seated half happy baby. Reach your left arm inside your left knee. Grab the outer edge of your foot. Pick your foot up. Pull your knee back. Point the sole of your foot forward. If you want to try taking this to a wide straddle, first really lift your spine. Push your sit bones down, sit up a little taller, and then perhaps you widen that left leg out to the right. Reach your right arm out to the right as well. Lift up through your chest, drop your shoulders down, squeeze your navel in without rounding your back. Breathe. It's a triumphant posture. A little weirdly triumphant, but triumphant nonetheless. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your left foot down. Straighten your right leg out to the right. Tip your left knee open to the left. Bring your left arm across your chest. Grab above your elbow and gently pull across, half eagle until you feel your outer arm opening up gently. Stretch your left shoulder blade away from your spine at the same time. Feel your breath rising and falling. Take another round of breath like that, as deep as you can. And then rotate to the right. Bring your left hand down to the outside of your right thigh and start to hinge forward and fold. Slide your left hand down your outer right leg until you get resistance. Bow your head. Your right hand can be on the floor to the right, and you might anchor down into it or even push the floor just ever so gently forward away from you and help your spine to turn, your ribs to rotate, left side ribs down. Focus on the rise and fall of your breath. After your next round of breath, slowly let go, walk yourself up. Bend your right knee in, take your right arm inside your right knee, grab the outer edge of your foot, point the sole of your foot forward. Sit up taller. If you like, wide straddle now. Straighten out a little bit or a lot. Reach your left arm out to the left. Our posture has a strong influence on our state of mind. When our posture is lifted and open, it increases happy and confident hormones in our bodies. Something perhaps we all need a little more of right now. Now, lower that right foot down, and if you want to give a try for a wide boat holding both feet, then both feet come to that half happy baby position, so you've got a full happy baby. See if you can balance. Point the soles of your feet forward, and then try taking those legs out to a wide straddle. Don't round your back. Lift up. Oh, it's hard to balance, hard to balance. I know you're tired at the end of class, but you can do it. Because I believe in you. Good. Another deep breath. Oh, bring your feet down. Clear your mat up if you need to so you have room to recline. And come down onto your back for windshield wipers. Knees bent. Feet a little bit wide. Arms in a cactus shape. Start to sway your knees in one direction, shin in the other. And move side to side. Good. One more round like that. And then come on back to center, and we're going to spinal twist with hips to the right a little bit and knees to the left. You can take any spinal twist you like and cross your right thigh over your left, or you could straighten your left leg and bring your right knee up high to the left. Or you can just let your knees rest on top of one another. Reach your right arm to the right. Turn your chin to your right. And breathe. Start to slow everything down now. Deeper, slower breaths. In through your nose, out through your nose. Take one more like that here on this side. And then unwind your legs, rock back to center. Pick your feet up for a moment, hug your knees in, rock a little bit side to side. And when you're done, drop your feet and move into your second side spinal twist. Hips left a little bit, knees to the right. You might cross your legs, might not. Reach your left arm open to the left. Turn your chin to your left. And breathe. We have more control, more agency over how we feel, how we respond to events in the world than maybe we realize we do. Unwind your legs, rock back to center, shift to center, pick your feet up, hug your knees in, and one last time, rock side to side. Think about now what you need to be comfortable and warm in relaxation, and take a moment to get yourself set up. You might roll a blanket or grab a pillow for behind your knees. You might give yourself a little pillow or a neck roll. You might cover up if you like to keep warm. So take your time. Come on down. So if the audio froze, sorry about that. We're heading into relaxation. So come on down onto your back. Get yourself settled and comfortable. And bring your attention to your breath. One of my students in an earlier class today said to me, after class, she said, that was the first half hour in days that I haven't thought about coronavirus. Yoga really helps to focus our mind on what we're doing in the present moment so that we don't waste our energy. So now as there's less distraction, your body is moving towards stillness, except for the rise and fall of your breath. Keep focusing your attention here and now. Feel the floor underneath you holding you up. And remind yourself that in this moment, you are safe. You have everything you need. Feel your breath moving in through your nose into your lungs and out of your lungs out through your nose. And as you breathe, feel your body relaxing. Feel your hips and your legs relaxing. Feel your feet and your toes relaxing. Feel your shoulders and your arms relaxing. Feel your hands and fingers relaxing. Feel the way the floor is stretching out your posture. Your spine is really long. Feel the back of your pelvis anchored down. Feel the curves of your spine, inward curve of your lower back. Let your low back relax. Feel the outward curve and the weightedness of your mid and upper back. Let your mid and upper back relax. Feel the inward curve at the back of your neck. Encourage your neck to relax. And let your head rest heavily back into the support behind it. Feel your inner shoulders dropping back toward your outer shoulders. Your outer shoulders dropping back toward the floor. Feel your chest and rib cage and belly rising and falling. Growing more and more relaxed each time you exhale. Relax your neck and the slope of your shoulders. And again, feel your breath coming in through your nose. Cool air as you inhale. Warm air then as you exhale. And feel your whole head rising and falling with your breath. Notice where your mind is at the moment. And if it's wandered away somewhere else, bring it back to your breath, back to this moment. Feeling of your body resting here and now. And now take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and sigh out through your mouth. And slowly start to wake up your fingers and your toes, and hands and feet, your wrists and your ankles. And then your arms and legs. Stretch your arms overhead, straighten your legs, take a deep breath in. Sigh it out when you're ready and bring your arms down by your sides. Slowly bend your knees and roll to one side. And once you're on your side and settled all the way in, take one more deep breath in. Out through your mouth. And use the strength of your arms to press yourself up to a seat. Take a moment once you find your way up to sit up tall. Inhale, open your arms wide. Exhale, hands to your heart. Namaste.